Good morning.
Good morning.
The heater just turned off 1 second into the video. So if you heard something, that's what it was. So I told Danielle, I said, people don't realize
The
the sacrifices we make.
Yeah.
We got to turn the heater off just to do a video for y'all so y'all could hear us. Baby,
Yeah.
what were you not excited about yesterday?
Building. No. So.
What? No, not yesterday. Not all the time. Just yesterday.
Yeah, I watched Crocker video yesterday. It's like doing the building, but like climbing up and doing it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It always scares me.
Getting up high up there and trying to do
like lifting, and there's no like safety.
You can tie yourself to a pole if you wanted.
But it's like then the weight of the lumber is so heavy. You're up there like, and it's like pulling you one way or the other. I don't know. It's scary to me.
That is one thing about we're using all treated lumber, and one board may be slightly dry from the same rack of wood.
Yeah.
The same.
You get a dry one, you're like, thank goodness.
It weighs like 5 pounds. You get one still soaked with the treatment, and it's like 200 pounds.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild, the difference between each board. But I have a quick question for all y'all out there that know more than we do. I am just learning this recently, but whenever you buy treated lumber, 2 things. They make actual nails for the treated lumber, whether you know this or not. They're supposed to be like galvanized, dipped a certain way, and it keeps the nails from rusting in treated lumber. Never knew that up until Jeremy from Paragon asked me what nails I use for treated lumber, and I said,
we looked at
I don't know.
So this was after the deck build too.
Yeah.
We looked at each other and we're like, oh no.
Yeah. I said, I'm not sure. But luckily, I think we did get the correct ones for the deck. I can't tell you for sure. We'll tell you in about 2 years.
Yeah.
But you need special galvanized, I could be wrong in this part, like the hot dipped galvanized nails. There's some type of coating on there, it'll tell you, for treated lumber. But what was the other thing I was going to say?
I don't know.
About treated lumber.
You were going to ask them something.
Yeah. I think it was. I could be wrong. We're doing the entire thing with treated lumber. And technically, it doesn't need to be treated lumber. Only what will be in contact with the ground and the elements. And we're putting metal up. Mm-hmm. So technically all the lumber on the inside and everything should be fine without doing it. So I guess my question is, the very center top rafters that we do, because they are so heavy with treated lumber.
And it's so much higher. How high is it?
That'd be about 14, what would it be, 9, 13 or 14 feet at the tip.
Yeah.
But that's in the front. It's the back of the barn, it's even higher because the ground isn't fully leveled yet. Mm-hmm. But it's pretty far up there. But do you guys think we should just go ahead and use just normal lumber, or should we just keep the entire thing treated? Price-wise, there really ain't much of a difference. That's why I just do treated.
Muscle-wise, though, huge difference.
Yeah. But I do know that I've heard stuff in the past, but I've never seen a problem with it. They say when you put the metal against the treated lumber, it'll rust it out quicker. Mm-hmm. And I can see that being a thing if there's certain chemicals, maybe, I guess. But the fact that the lumber dries, and then it's just dry on the metal, I don't see why it would be an issue.
That's interesting.
These are just questions and concerns that you guys can help us with if y'all know. If you don't know, feel free to guess. That's what we do.
Yeah, I'm just stuff like that. I'm just not looking forward to doing. It's like, again, just being up high and then trying to lift. It's just so scary to me. Obviously, you just do what you got to do, but I'm not enjoying every second of it.
Yeah. But the good thing is we need to finish the other side, the other side roof, which is good. We already built the template out for how we're going to do it. So now just go do it. It'll still take a little bit, but do that. But then the center roof, the highest point, you guys saw we did the 2x8s that went across that I, joked when it fell off and I fell and said, I'll never listen to a viewer again. A lot of y'all took that way too serious. Thinking that we truly blamed viewers for that happening. But all those, we already nailed in and everything really well. So now, technically, we could put boards going across those and it'll be like scaffolding on top. So working on that, we should be able to walk. Now, I'm not going to do the entire thing with boards because that's a lot of wood to throw up there. But we can put them up there and screw them down, and then we can walk on it rather than just moving a ladder every 2 seconds. So that will help, but I don't know if you'll get up there and do it.
Oh, I'll do that way more. Because that's more secure than the ladder that's like wobbly, that's going to fall, or you're just have your legs wrapped around one board on the barn. Like, yeah, that's the difference. I don't care about being high. I'm not scared of heights. It's the lack of security, I guess, while you're up there. But so if we have that, then we have the boards like that.
I can't tell you how much security it'll be.
Well,
that's what I get at.
But
it still may be pretty sketchy.
Well, that's more stable, what I'm saying, than the ladder.
Hopefully, is what.
So
we don't know if that's the way it's going to work out or not.
Yeah.
But we'll put boards up there and see, and hopefully we can walk on it more like a scaffolding or something. But that's another thing too. People are, will say stuff like, well, why don't you put scaffolding up? Well, then you got to move it every 5 minutes, and scaffolding's heavy, and you got to take it down and move it, do this, and you can't just roll it on the ground out there. Nothing is level. There's stumps and rocks and all sorts of things. When we do climb the side of the barn to do it, we do it because it's actually faster and more stable than moving the ladders. And
yeah, I would rather do that than do the ladders. The ladders are
it's the whole thing is we're trying to get it done as quickly as possible without rushing it. But if you're constantly moving a ladder and having to level it out so it doesn't tip over every time you move it, that adds up real quick. And then you found out yesterday we put a board underneath one of the legs of the ladder, and when you got on, the ladder kind of shifted and it fell off. You're still good. It actually made it better, but it fell off the board, and you wouldn't want that to happen if you're like up high.
Yeah, or like the big thing is like, because you can fall, but you don't want it to happen when you're holding a heavy piece of wood that can come tumble down on you.
There are multiple times. I know a lot of people think that I'm probably sketchy and that I'm careless and all that. When it comes to me doing it, I'm like, all right, if something happens, I'll deal with it. But when Danielle's getting on the ladder, I'm like, all right, I'll hold the ladder while you get up. Put your elbow over this board, try to hold it. Probably too much explaining for her liking. But I'm just like, all right, the safest way in my head for you to be up there right now is if you hold this, lean against this board, do this.
And then once the wood comes, it all changes.
Well, yeah, but you got to set yourself up in a spot to grab it, and then I'll make sure that it goes up high enough that I can like let it go. It'll come down, stay on the other rafter. I can climb up, grab it.
It's like, again, so with the wood, while you're holding it, then it's like, all right, if you move, this comes down and you're going down with it.
Yeah. That's another thing too that I don't think people take into consideration when they're doing stuff is how you carry that board. If it falls, how will it take your ladder out? How will it take you out? If you're holding it over your head, it's coming straight down.
How will it land on you?
Yeah.
This heavy piece of wood's going to fall on your head.
The ladder might not fall, but the board might fall in front of you and take your feet out from the ladder. Every time I lean a board against the barn to grab screws, I constantly was telling Danielle, just remember it could slide. It could slide off and hit you, because it's not that she's dumb enough to let it slide off and watch it hit her. It's just more of, what if she turns her back and it slides off? Just trying to constantly. And the reason I say it is because it's happened many times where over the years of building, you put it up there and something happens, it vibrates, it falls, it slips, and there's been a lot of close encounters. And anybody that builds and it builds for years and years and years, things are going to happen. It's just a matter of time. And luckily, I feel like all of the accidents have hit me lately, so maybe there'll be a good little stretch that it doesn't. But another big concern of people is, please don't build when you're alone. Please don't get up there on top and build when you're alone. We just got to get it done. Yeah. And so there's...
Again, our cow is at a friend's.
Yeah.
That it's already been a long time.
Yeah.
There's no time.
Yeah.
To wait for me to come help you.
Well, no.
I work.
Even not even just that. Even when I'm building, doing something that's maybe dangerous to somebody, who knows what, any project, they don't want to wait. They're like, or they don't want me to work while you're not here, or someone's not here. But it's like, you got to do what you got to do. You got to get things done. And if you're always waiting for the safest time to do something, you'll never do it. So I just learned to do it and try to do it the safest I can in the moment, even if sometimes it don't look like it. I am trying to think ahead. Another thing, too, is people are always saying, why don't y'all just have people come over and help? We kind of touched on that a while back as far as viewers go and stuff like that. But, there's no shortage of our friends asking if we need help.
Yeah, and actually, fun fact, Paragon was going to come and help put up, what are those, the top?
The rafters.
The rafters.
Yeah.
That whenever you fell, but
yeah,
we would have to wait a day or so or whatever, and we're just like, can't wait.
Yeah, we're like, let's just try it. Yeah. Let's try it, and if we can get it, then it'll just be done.
Jeremy called and was like, what?
Yeah, he's like, hey, you need me to come over tomorrow and do that? And I'm like, no, I already did. He's like, why? I could have helped you with that. And I'm like, I know. But the big thing to us, too, is clearly we appreciate the help. Clearly we appreciate the offers and everything. But everybody, everywhere has their own stuff to take care of. Yeah. And we do offer to help others as well. And there's times that people tell us, it's okay, don't worry about it, because people understand we got a lot going on. And I think that's the biggest thing whenever, people need help, but they don't ask us. They're like, y'all got so much going on. The last thing we want to do is take you guys away from that. At the end of the day, if it comes down to something we really need help, I don't think we can do this ourselves, we'll ask for help. And if someone needs help and they feel like they can't do it and they need the extra hands, we'll drop what we're doing to go help. Oh, yeah. But the bad thing about having friends that are in the same era of homesteading, building stuff, all that type of stuff, we know how much work it is just for ours. And then you got cows getting out, cows doing things they shouldn't be doing, fences busting, pipes breaking, water freezing, just anything and everything. It's always constant work. Yeah. So we know we'll let people do their work instead of trying to bother or come, instead of us bothering them to come help us if we could do it ourselves. Yeah. So we try to do every option we can. We were already thinking at the very top, it would be a lot easier if we pre-made the trusses that go on top. That way, you build them down on the ground. You get them how you want them. You take them up on top. You hook them up. You're good to go. But then that's a lot of weight. That's high up. How are we going to do it? So I already started trying to think of ways like, okay, what if we do it this way or that way? What if I build this to do this? You start thinking of all the different ways to do it. And instead of just always asking for help, I guess. I'm a lot better now, but for years and years, I wouldn't take help from anybody because the second you take help from somebody, you feel obligated to do something for them, or they'll like hold it over your head, or whatever it may be. It'll put you in a situation you don't want to be in. And I dealt with that for so long, I didn't want to do it anymore. And now it's at the point where I think we have friends that we're just brutally honest with, and they're brutally honest with us.
Yeah.
And it's just more of that's
works.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
Is to have a real friendship, you have to be real.
Oh, yeah.
And we've said some brutally honest things to Junos. They said some brutally honest things to us. We've said brutally honest things to Paragon. They said to us. And then Brandon, I've known him my whole life, basically. So we know everything. And, but it's those types of things that we know as a viewer, you want to watch us get things done and not hurt ourselves. And people love when friends hang out and do stuff and all that. And we would love to have a work party every day and knock everything out.
But everybody's so busy.
Yeah.
So it's just like, how can you...
It's hard to do.
Yeah, you just... I don't know.
Yeah. So, it's just... That's how us and our group of friends work.
Yeah.
And we all have our own thing going on. And like us, Danielle has a career outside of this. Flint has a career outside of YouTube. Paragon and them, they just sold their feed store. They had a whole career outside of it. And they sell chicks and hatch chicks and do all that stuff. Like they have a whole job outside of this.
If you guys are interested, Chrissy is speaking.
Yes.
Jason will be there.
Yes.
I gotta work.
On Saturday.
Yeah.
From 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. The VFW in Bristow. I don't know the address, but I put it on the Crocker video.
Yeah, or if you have Facebook, you can look it up. The Bristow.
Yeah, Bristow Garden Fest or something. I don't remember what it's called. All you have to do is search Bristow, Oklahoma events, and it'll pop up. But all I ask is, I gotta say this in a good way, so it doesn't come out wrong, and I don't mean this in a bad way at all, is if people do come to hang out and talk and meet everybody and whatnot, just when it's over, I gotta leave. That's what I'm getting at. I gotta leave, and I got work to do. But we do want to go.
It's always that weird thing to say, because you don't want it to sound bad.
Yeah, I'm not good with goodbyes, and I gotta get out of there.
But if not, then you're gonna be there all day.
Yeah.
I don't know. It happens.
So,
but work, again, like we said, we have got to get this done. And
in the nicest way, again, like we just talked about, you don't have to offer to come help us that day, and do stuff. Again, not in a bad way. We appreciate everyone's offers, but like we said in the past,
appreciate, like, for you guys to come to Bristow.
Yeah.
The thing, like, that's super cool.
It is.
And it just to bring people to Bristow.
Yeah.
I think it's awesome, and then you guys can check out Coops, get some chicken.
Yeah. If the Junos aren't going to be bringing anyone to town, we will.
Yeah, and we'll show.
Since I'm the mayor,
we'll show you where the Junos live
for $5. For $10, we'll let you go pet their animals.
Yeah.
You have to jump the fence and run real quick.
We know the code. For $10,
but then they'll be alerted. They'll be alerted.
Oh.
So we'll jump the fence on the corner. So get your running shoes. But we do appreciate everyone that offers. We do appreciate everyone that we meet. Just being out and about. We'll go buy animal feed. We'll go get lumber. We'll do stuff. And people are like, holy cow, like, we watch you guys. And that's another thing, I guess, is I get awkward, I guess. I don't know what to say. Hey, thanks for watching me. Like, I don't, like, it's not what I want to say. It's like, I try to have a conversation. I try to be as normal about it as possible, because all we are is normal people.
Yeah.
It just happened
and
that...
it's like this person that knows so much about you.
Because they watched.
And it's just like, you're a stranger. I don't know. So it's like you're having this conversation, you're like...
Yeah, so I'm caught off guard a little bit. And then whenever we leave the conversation, I always like, I hope that wasn't a bad interaction for that person. I acted weird.
You've met people before, like being in bands and stuff like that.
I've met, yeah.
Your heroes.
All sorts of famous people. Baby, did you say I'm their hero?
Well, you're my hero.
Okay, good comeback. Pretty much, we have met people, or I have at least, people that I did look up to or liked watching or listen to their music or whatever, and you meet them and you're just like, that sucked. I wish I never met them. It kind of ruins that spark, that magic of it. And every time I leave an interaction with somebody, not that it happens every day or anything, but I constantly just think for like the next hour, I hope they thought that was cool. I hope I didn't act weird. Should I have said something different? Should I, So whenever we say things like, hey, we would love for y'all to come to this Bristow event, just please be mindful, we need to leave and get work done after. Some people will take it as be offended by it or say that we're bad people or whatever. But if we really thought that way and we're bad people, we wouldn't invite y'all to this and show up. I don't have to go. I'm not obligated to go. This has nothing to do with me. Yeah. I just want to go and support my friends and support our local town. And it would be super cool if we could double, triple, quadruple the numbers that show up. I don't know how many people even go to this thing. There might be 5. It might be Chrissy and Jeremy by themselves. I don't know. I've never been. I know nothing about it other than Chrissy told us that she was speaking at it. So...
and try to support the town.
Yeah, this is now...
Crocker for mayor, let's go.
This is officially our hometown, so I'm going to be mayor if no one knows me yet.
Yeah,
so,
you got to get out.
Yeah, so if y'all show up, just tell everyone, Jason Crocker for mayor.
Yeah.
And be like, who's that?
We'll get the little pins.
Yeah. Not on this event. We'll get pins later. But, but yeah, I don't know. That's kind of where we're at right now, I guess. So what kind of lumber? What kind of nails? Should we should we climb ladders? You can come to the event, but we got work to do after. And we do have a pretty good friendship with our friends, and we all understand each other. So when we do hang out and help, just know it means that we needed the help. And whenever we're not hanging out, I just don't feel like seeing them.
Yeah.
I don't want to be around Flint. We both sober boys, and I can't handle that.
Yeah. We're being healthy. We haven't drank in a week.
Yeah.
So I don't know why my face is puffy this morning.
Because we're tired.
Oh.
Because it's not even 6 a.m. yet.
But I don't know, and I didn't get much sleep. But we were filming for a Crocker Life, and we were just like boring. And like, do we do a video where it's like, this is us sober?
Yeah, this is us sober, and it's just us like, what do we do? That makes us sound like alcoholics. We're not.
Yeah. We're just making jokes.
We just
we're just trying to be healthy.